messing around tonight. They had a little bit of an edge to them as they get off the bus earlier on. And the game arrival sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. Traffic heading in and out of downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. The setting for our broadcast tonight. Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. From the sideline, we'll have David Aldridge. We'll be hearing from him in just a moment. Here's what the Minnesota Timberwolves have lined up on their schedule. On Wednesday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers.
And that one against the Raptors, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
In 2018, the Minnesota Timberwolves broke their league-leading 14-year playoff drought with the help of Jimmy Butler. But a year later, Butler demanded a trade, and the Wolves were back in the lottery. They've got some young talent, but in the West, it's no cakewalk. Kevin, they are hoping they can take that next step with new management and some young, exciting players.
All right, David, thanks. We've got great athletes tonight, Brent. Much of this game we think will be above the rim.
This is going to be fantastic. I hope we get out into some fast breaks where these guys have an opportunity to get their feet together, rise up, and get the fan. Not only them getting up, Kevin, but the fans getting up out of their seats.
You and I will be getting up, though. I won't be standing up.
You for sure will be up.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Chris Paul. And it's Ferguson in at the 3. And for the Timberwolves, they've got Towns, Culver out there with James Johnson. And there's D'Angelo Russell, and it's Beasley in at the shooting guard position. Russell against Paul. Gallinari outside. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Good on the triple. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his team on the board to start the game for the Thunder.
Well, proving more and more he's trying to be more effective from the three-point line as Gilgeous-Alexander collects a bucket.
Russell feeling it out a bit. Towns down low. Adams on him. And Towns gets it to go.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
Now here's Paul. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Lakers.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off it.
Look at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was a win against the Rockets. Beasley against Gallinari. Beasley kicks to Johnson. Clock at 6. The pass to Russell. It's hauled in by Adams. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Ferguson. Towns with the steal. Oh, and here comes Culver all alone. That one good for 2.
And the decision-making proving to be outstanding. Culver just has a knack for taking advantage of the D in the open floor.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 9 points last game. Pass to Gallinari. Over Johnson. A nice shot by Gallinari.
And I'm not really sure that's the time for the fadeaway, but he sure can make it count.
So it's Minnesota now. They trail by 1. Coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Well, it was probably a good feeling in that last game that the mid-range worked, the long-range worked, the inside game worked, but the best feeling was the crowd leaving that building not in a good mood.
And here is Paul after the three-pointer from Karl Anthony Towns. Up top, Adams, defended by Towns. Ferguson kicks to Adams. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Just 5 on the clock. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Their last meeting was in Oklahoma City, where they were unable to fight off the Thunder.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the story. And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Right wing. Here's Paul. Nice D from Russell. Timberwolves leading by 4. Poked away. Out of bounds. Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession.
And let's check out some of the numbers here on Karl Anthony Towns. Just an incredible month of basketball. First in rebounding, 4th in blocks. And how about his top 10 ranking and free throw percentage? A knockdown shooter, ultra reliable from the line.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds. What a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. Now here's Johnson following the shot by Chris Paul. And yes, it's good.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Thunder trailing by 6.
Yet another player from the 2019 draft class who wasn't a top high school recruit. Jarrett Culver, 3-star guy, thin, unrefined, but in that sophomore year of college, boy, did he surprise some folks.
Now Russell, 14 points from him the last game against the Rockets in Houston.
And guys, the other thing that he did well was just facilitate the offense, pass the ball around beautifully in that one. Seriously, put on a passing clinic.
And Greg, when you talk about Culver, the one thing he did show in high school and again showed at Texas Tech, the ability to score.
Yeah, and he creates and makes shots against great defenders. Every team in the NBA is looking for that. His jumper, his handle, his ability to move without the ball, already NBA level stuff.
The Thunder shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
2 shots.
And the first one drops. We're just halfway through the season, Brent. Talk about the value of leadership and keeping everyone focused night in and night out.
A lot of that will come from your coaching staff and the messaging, but I will tell you what, Kevin, playing with a star player that goes out there and does it night after night, watching James Harden, watching Russell Westbrook, watching Steph Curry have the kind of unreal performances for the game 56, the game 68. You're just sitting there in amazement. You want to step up and say, you know what, I want to be there for you.
But to me, that may be the most important, like every game they're there. Like every single game.
They are there. They're excited to be there. They're excited for you to be playing, and they raise the level of your attentiveness to being competitive on a nightly basis. And truly, those guys become inspirational to you.
Here is Paul after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. Paul passes to Adams. 5 on the clock, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Russell. Let's take this chance to showcase the top setup man at the small forward position in the NBA. 5th best, Jarrett Culver.
And these are some of the best teammates you're ever going to want. Very unselfish players at a position where you don't see a lot of offensive facilitating.
We've seen a lot of 3-men be great scorers over the past couple years, but these guys fit right in the category of being some of the best passers, almost point guard-like skills. Crisp ball movement is never an issue with any of them on the floor.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. Russell against Paul. Gallinari inside the three-point line. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
Nice swing action there. Gallo, he simply squares up and rises to the occasion.
Timberwolves leading by 4. Russell passes to Towns. Kicks it out to Johnson from past the arc. They get it back, and it's Towns on the follow.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Here's Gallinari. Here's Adams, and Adams with the slam.
Well, Steven Adams always working the offensive glass, strong and aggressive in there, and gets that second chance hoop.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. They lead by 4. Culver kicks to Towns from deep three-point range. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
Flat out taking the game over, and there's no way he's going to give it up.
And first time out of the game called for Oklahoma City.
Well, that's a guy out there in Steven Adams that you just have to pay attention to. Every night he's going to bang around the opposing big guys and be a threat around the rim to score and pick up offensive rebounds.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Noel's checked in for Gallinari. Andre Robertson comes in for Terrence Ferguson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Chris Paul. Now here's Schroeder. 11 points for him in that last game against the Lakers. Here's Adams. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And with Adams on the offensive glass, he is impossible to move.
Well, that's a big reason why a couple years ago, Kevin, he grabbed more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds. So you know he's going to live in the paint.
Here's Robertson following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Pass to Adams. Kicks it to Schroeder from outside the arc. He can't get that one. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Here's Towns. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Here's Robertson. Got a piece of it.
And great positioning there from Culver. That's what allowed him to get the block.
Wide open. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. And now it's an 11-point Timberwolves lead.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Can they get it? The rebound by the Timberwolves.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Now here's Culver, defended by Robertson.
And every season, the Thunder continue to be one of the more dominating teams on the glass.
You just wonder how much Steven Adams has been the catalyst for that kind of mentality. We know that offensively he's always in there to grab rebounds, but it's part of what they know is important in any possession is collecting the ball.
Layman, he's checked in for Minnesota. Here's Hernan Gomez. Here's Okogie. Passes to Layman. 3 on the clock. Pulls from the top of the key. Timberwolves keep it alive. He's guarded by Schroeder. Goes back up. Towns trying to get open. It's not going to go for him. Great D that time from Dennis Schroeder. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Well, you don't want to body him up. He's just too fast as Schroeder's able to get it done.
Timberwolves leading by 9. There's the pass to Towns. Pass to Layman. Right side Towns. Shoots over Adams. That one a little long.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
And the shot goes in. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 5.
Now, Gilgeous-Alexander is such a tough cover for opposing guards, especially at his size.
Minnesota's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Outside, Towns. Pass to Layman. Now Hernan Gomez. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
The first free throw is good. Each year, so many coaching changes. Brent, do you feel they generally get too much blame when things go wrong?
I don't know if blame is the word, Kevin. That's just the easy out for a lot of organizations that want to make some changes. The main thing that's frustrating, I think, for the coaching fraternity is patience. You have to be realistic about the potential of your team and how much time it takes to grow what it is that coach's culture is all about. That's where teams sometimes lose out and give up on somebody a little bit early.
But these guys go into it eyes wide open.
Oh, there's no question about it. And really good coaches in the NBA know that it might not last all that long. So they're going to be who they are. That's who you want to hire. Hire a coach who knows exactly who he is, both coming in the door and walking away.
Here's Lehman. They grab their own miss.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
And it's the Thunder with the ball, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. And Noel kicks to Robertson. 6 to shoot. Passes it to Muscala. Over Hernangomez. Muscala misses. Minnesota leading by 11. Here's Lehman. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And the pass to Spellman. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable. Now, there's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
No good on that one. Great D that time from Dennis Schroeder. Picked his pocket. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Here's Lehman. Banked in off the glass.
Yeah, second chance points, a huge issue right now. They're getting steamrolled inside.
Here's Schroeder, and the layup falls.
Well, at 175 pounds and lanky, Schroeder still has some strength, especially on those tough finishes.
There's 21 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Okogie. A 17-point game for him in the win against the Rockets in Houston. With 1 on the clock, no good. It's been all about Karl Anthony Towns for the Minnesota Timberwolves. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. And we'll be back with you shortly. One of the most high-powered scorers in the game, Karl Anthony Towns knows it's important to keep his teammates involved.
You know, everyone has to get some of the sugar, you know, so making sure you're not just being a ball hog. So I'm just always trying to make sure that I'm taking wide open shots that I think everyone on the team would love for me to take if I have the opportunity. But also at the end of the day, making sure everyone gets a chance to be in the candy shop.
Well, when you're attracting, Greg, all that defensive attention, it creates opportunities for your teammates.
And Towns wants to win big. To do that, though, it's not enough to get numbers. You've got to make your teammates better as well.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a comfortable margin for the Timberwolves here, guys.
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
They've got Lehman, and it's Hernangomez in at the power forward position. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. The Thunder have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. The first one falls. And so he hits both. Minnesota leading by 11. Pass to Layman. Here's Spellman. Here's Hernan Gomez. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel. When it comes to hustle, effort, who would you put on the floor to get those 50-50 balls that are just so important? And sometimes, with the win or loss in the balance.
And I watch Kawhi Leonard, and even though he's a superstar player, there's still some efficiency in his action to go and get that ball.
He just never stops.
He never stops. And so, yeah, he might not get dirty, but he doesn't have to because he outsmarts everybody else to get to it. And we have scrappy guys like Marcus Smart and Patrick Beverly, who we've talked about as being nuisances on the court. But, those guys are invaluable to any coaching staff. And when they have those kind of plays, it just gets everybody going and brings a level of energy back to the game.
It does energize it. You're exactly right.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Now here's Schroeder out to the wing. Pass to Baisley. And no good that time. So Minnesota will take it the other way.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Now here's Schroeder. He's guarded closely. Here's Muscala. Spellman with the rebound.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Layman gets the bucket.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now here's Schroeder. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Noel, 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, it's been up and down the last few years for Nerlens Noel, but there are still some impactful numbers for the minutes that he's on the floor as a rim protector.
This is his first free throw of the game. He's off on the first. And for Noel, his numbers will never match the visual impact he has on the floor, wouldn't you say?
Oh, he's definitely a player about the little things out there, just being a rim protector, making sure that guys think about him when they're attacking the rim.
And the second free throw, good.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
Here's Russell. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, D'Angelo Russell was traded from the Lakers and, in his words, was kicked on the way out. He's become an all-star in Brooklyn. Russell said, "It's a heck of an accomplishment. That respect from your peers, your coaches, other teams, it's a great feeling." And Kevin, given how it started for him in L.A., many remain shocked by Russell's rapid ascent.
Coming into his own, you're right, David. Thank you. Here's Muscala. No good there. Good work defensively by Johnson.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
He kicks it to Russell. Pass to Spellman. Clock at 4. Russell against Noel.
And that's one way to end up in the highlights.
Yeah, well, the bloopers, right, GA?
And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul, point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been
an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still is strong as ever.
And that one falls for Paul.
And this is an area where Chris Paul has been solid every year, always right around 90% from the charity stripe.
Culver's checked in for Lehman. And so Paul nails both of them.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Johnson surveying the floor. The dish to Russell. And the rejection by Noel.
Noel in there to intimidate, and does so there.
Ferguson, the pass to Noel. And slam dunk by Noel.
Well, those interior passes can be dangerous sometimes, but if the timing is good and you execute it there, you can get easy hoops.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Beasley outside. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Noel's got his 6th rebound on the night. The drive by Paul finally gets one to fall. He's now 1 for 5 with his first make.
Just can't say enough about how much of the game Chris Paul sees, exploiting every single hole in the defense, and an excellent penetrator.
And here's Beasley. 17 points for him last game against Houston.
Yeah, but all around offensively, the performance was great. He knew when he had it going, but he also knew he could get other guys going. So his passing right up there on the level with his scoring in that one.
Paul against Russell. Paul passes to Gallinari. To the inside. Here's Muscala. Second shot opportunity. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Here now a very select group of players in the NBA. Big men who can step away from the bucket and hit the three. Number 1, Karl Anthony Towns. And of course, Gallinari.
And the value of having a big man who can do what these guys can is that they draw bigger defenders out of the paint. You have to stay with them wherever they go.
Yep, and once you do that, you're going to open up the lane. And with the threat those guys pose on the perimeter, an opposing defense has no way to deal with that.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Towns is checked in.
And Nerlens Noel, since coming into the league, seemingly has fought an uphill battle to try to find a role on a team where he can consistently make key contributions. Let's hope it's now.
Now here's Beasley. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And it's Culver. Top of the key. Russell. And that one is off. So the Thunder will take it the other way.
Teammates right now covering up for the type of off performance he's having. In terms of scoring, this has not been his best night.
And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Timberwolves leading by 10. To the middle. And it's Johnson with the jam.
Well, known for his athleticism, Johnson can sneak up on you, and that time, that dunk looking second nature.
All up top, he's guarded by Russell. Paul passes to Gallinari. And here is Gilgeous-Alexander. And he knocks down the jumper. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Yeah, draw the D in, kick it out for the open shot. That's taking a page straight out of your textbook. Well done.
Minnesota's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Now the pass to Culver. Here's Towns. And he banks in the layup. Towns has got 14.
How about the recognition from Culver? Terrific at realizing when the defense has broken down.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Paul. Basket good. Paul's got his 2nd bucket.
Yeah, you got to get up tighter than that. Some players you can give that much room to, but not him.
For Oklahoma City, their last game was a loss to Los Angeles. It's Beasley on the wing. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Beasley in the post, and it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on D'Angelo Russell.
Gilgeous-Alexander does a good job of just staying aggressive, and that just forces the defense to do something.
This is his first chance at the line tonight. Good on both.
Such a long and versatile guard that possesses a very intriguing and exciting skill set. Gilgeous-Alexander, lots of room to grow.
Here's Paul, and he converts the layup. Paul's got 8 points in the quarter.
And made possible by a heads-up play defensively at the other end.
Here's Russell. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. Pass to Towns.
And you look at how Towns is so effective on offense, and it's because he really has the entire package for a big man. Back to the basket, facing up, playing outside or in, off the bounce or on the catch. This guy can do it all.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
So he gets them both.
And a great job from the line this quarter. They've gotten their percentage way up there.
Russell against Paul. Adams outside. Back to Paul. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. And it's Gallinari missing. And Greg, as you said, it's the skill level of Towns at his young age that is so incredible.
Very capable 3-ball shooter, but he likes backing you down on the block as well. You step back and look at what he can do for a team, and there aren't really any holes in his game.
And the dunk by Towns.
Using outstanding floor awareness there. Russell's ability to pick apart the defense and find the open man.
Now here's Paul. 8 points for him. And Adams kicks to Gallinari. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one. He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. A 12-point game. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
When they ran the offense right, they found some easy shots, but on that occasion, it was few and far between.
Yeah, lots of ups and downs. One good possession, 2 bad ones, 1 good one. They could never get on a steady run and play some solid offense.
Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Minnesota.
Trying to get more confident shooting from the interior. Shooter wants to keep adding some elements to the offensive end of his game.
So it's the Timberwolves now. At one point, they led by 16. Russell kicks to Towns. Now, here's Culver. Gilgeous-Alexander covering.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Thunder trailing by 12. Schroeder surveying the floor. Pass to Beasley. To the left side wing. Shot clock at 6. Gilgeous-Alexander, good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 11 points.
Gilgeous-Alexander, a unique frame at his size and an intriguing scorer.
So it's the Timberwolves now. Now, here's Culver. A 17-point game for him in the win against Houston. And Adams sends it back. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Defense right on him. Gallinari. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Here's Culver. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Culver's got 4 points this quarter.
And for me, guys, this is an area that Culver should utilize more often, showing off that incredible feel with the jumper.
Timberwolves leading by 10. Passes it to Towns, and Towns throws it down.
Now, how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Schroeder against Russell. To the paint. That's tipped. Over with it. He's got 8. And Towns throws it down.
An impressive all-around player. Culver passes the ball well for a guy at that position.
Schroeder passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. And Culver pulls it down. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Here's Johnson, and Adams sends it back.
Well, Steven Adams is very much capable of anchoring a defense right there in a great spot to get the block.
Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Now Russell. There's 53 seconds left in the first half of the game. The pass to Towns. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Here's Baisley, and the rejection by Towns. And here we go. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And credit the aggressiveness there. I love it whenever Culver is looking to score. It focuses the defense on him and still able to get the job done.
The Timberwolves put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
That free throw, no good.
And Culver's game just screams potential. Already a good scorer, rebounder, and passer. Now the next step, improving that outside shot.
Ferguson's checked in for Oklahoma City. Robertson comes in for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Ferguson. Here's Baisley. Drills the baseline jumper. Baisley's got 6.
It took a little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Here's Towns. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead by 13.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. New Orleans, you guys had a tough time stopping their offense in the first half. What do you have to do differently?
We got to protect the paint. They getting way too many easy baskets. That's us communication on front of the post and, just communicating a lot more.
We'll see if those changes stick. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. The first half was all about Karl Anthony Towns. He ended up with 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. Multiple times we saw the bench cheering him on in the first 2 quarters of this one. And Shaq, what do you think about what we saw from Minnesota?
Big Cat is like the poster child for the modern day big. Can score on all 3 levels. Efficient, hits for high percentages. Another one of those young stars who can be as good as he wants to be.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Oklahoma City?
Well, the way I see it, they're losing this game because they're being out-rebounded. You can't give up this kind of differential and expect to remain competitive. So what do? You commit more guys to the glass, guards included. You make it a priority that if you do ultimately lose this game, it's not because you didn't rebound.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Karl Anthony Towns has been sensational.
In those first two quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Yeah, we'll see if the double teams start to come here in the second half to make them adjust offensively, but he's going to keep going at him.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Timberwolves leading by 11, and on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Paul out there with Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Ferguson in at the three.
And having added strength to his wiry frame, Russell able to convert through contact there and draw the foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And it's Paul with the ball for Oklahoma City. Pass to Ferguson. Here's the three. Rebound, Minnesota. Towns has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Culver. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Adams has got 6 rebounds here tonight to the left wing. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And that one misses. He hits the second from the line. Timberwolves leading by 13. Here's Russell. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Russell's got 9.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Paul. Passes it to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Paul. 3-pointer. That one, no good. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. Russell with a wide open look. No good from outside. Thunder trailing by 15. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. That one goes in.
Gilgeous-Alexander learning this offensive system and learning it well.
The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. And now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. And that will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do in the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. And Beasley, here we go.
The defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
And Brent, while he's mostly a 3 and D type player, Malik Beasley is improving in other areas as well.
Yeah, it's interesting noticing the passing and how that has improved. It's a nice wrinkle to Malik Beasley's game, who really coming into the league was all about force, getting the ball, straight line drives, attacking the defense, rising up, trying to dunk on guys. His ability to slow down and see the floor is going to help enhance what he can do offensively.
And so here is Oklahoma City after the miss from Karl Anthony Towns.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Maybe they can find a way to establish some rhythm in the next few possessions with the extra pass.
And that attacking mindset, when Culver sees an opportunity like that, he just grabs it.
Here's Paul following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Gallinari outside. Shot clock at 5. Ferguson, the pass to Gallinari. Looking to end his cold spell.
And his foot movement is what makes Towns such a terrific shot blocker. He moves so well and can defend just about any position on the floor.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Omari Spellman comes in for Johnson. And Okogie subbed in for Beasley. Muscala, he's checked in for Oklahoma City.
Get there, get there.
Spellman, the pass to Culver. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. Another miss by Minnesota. Thunder trailing by 15. And it's Paul penetrating. And a great assist by Gilgeous-Alexander as that one goes in. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 3 assists in the game. Here's Culver. He's got 13. The kick out to Towns. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Gilgeous-Alexander score the basket, his 8th, 8 for 13 from the floor.
Well, we've talked so much about Gilgeous-Alexander's athleticism. This is the reason why, on display.
Timberwolves leading by 11. Russell inside, defended by Paul. And Towns gets it to go.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
The Thunder have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Down low. It's deflected. Here's Muscala. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. Towns has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Offensive rebound. A nice shot by Culver. Culver's got 6 in the quarter.
And Culver's been aggressive as well. And his shot is going down with consistency.
Gallinari left side. Back to Paul. And the rejection by Towns.
Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
All alone, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Unselfish play of Chris Paul there. Has a knack for knowing when to get his guys when they're wide open.
Timberwolves leading by 13. Outside, Towns. Kicks it to Culver. Gallinari with the rebound. Gallinari's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Ferguson misses. For Minnesota, they've gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Paul passes to Gallinari. Second chance shot. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. At one point, they led by 16.
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together. He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players, Kevin, playing today can do.
And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They lead by 11. Culver's shot is off. Oklahoma City's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Here's Okogie, defended by Paul. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Thunder with some changes. Noel's checked in for Gallinari. Andre Robertson comes in for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Paul. The pass to Towns. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Plays it up and banks it in. And the Timberwolves lead by 13.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Minnesota shooting right around 41% from the field in quarter 3. Inside, and the dunk by Towns.
That's the guy they're going to keep going to, as they should. The lead's only going up if they keep feeding him.
And here's Schroeder. He has 6. Noel passes to Schroeder. Towns with the steal. He's guarded by Schroeder. Takes it from 10, and there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg, last season, Dennis Schroeder transitioning to more of a 6-man role with the Thunder.
And for his first go at that role, I thought Schroeder looked really good. He's always been able to score and create, and coming off the bench might be the best spot for him.
Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Minnesota. Jake Layman comes in for Culver. And he makes both free throws. And you watch Dennis Schroeder, you can see how deadly Brent he can be when he's locked in.
Well, he accepted the role in Oklahoma City about coming off the bench and trying to be a spark plug. For Schroeder, it's really about consistency, Kevin.
Here's Baisley. No good on the shot. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. Minnesota leading by 13. Pass to Spellman. Five to shoot. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Noel's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Robertson, and that one clearly a foul, gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Robertson being aggressive that time, so staying away from the catch-and-shoot game and taking it at the defense.
It's his first trip to the line.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
The free throw drops for Robertson. You know, Brent, something other major sports do, receding during the playoffs. So the highest seeds always will play the lowest seeds. And do you think the NBA should go down that road?
I think the consideration will still be there. I think that conversation is going to happen over the course of the next 2 or 3 years. I don't see it changing in that time, Kevin, but it's healthy to continue the dialogue to the point where maybe we do get there.
Mm-hmm. Pass to Spellman. Fade away. Count that one. Spellman's got his second basket of the night. Thunder trailing by 14. Now here's Schroeder. 8 points for him. Here's Noel. Can't hit from in close. Here's Layman. Out to the right wing. Okogie for 3. The shot, no good. And the Thunder going the other way now. Here's Baisley. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 4 assists now tonight.
A heady play there from Schroeder, zipping the pass to the teammate who had the cleanest look on the possession.
So it's Minnesota now. Passes to Okogie. Here's Spellman. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. There's the pass to Hernan Gomez. Offline with his three. Thunder trailing by 12. Noel dishes to Schroeder. Can't get it to fall. The Timberwolves shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Tipped away, and that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession, and it's never too early to start looking at our contenders for this year's dunk contest. There's no doubt it'll be a terrific showdown of some of the game's best athletes.
And it seems like each year the bar keeps getting set higher. I mean, more props, crazier concepts to the competition, the level of dunks. I think this is going to be a good one.
And I know he'd like to make a move up in the consideration. He's got all the athleticism you hope for from a dunk contest participant.
He sure does. Lots of competition, though, in the running this year to get that big invite.
And as always, we'll keep the updates coming in as we get closer to All-Star Weekend. One thing we already know, there are some great players pulling in votes so far.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say that this is going to be one of those dunk contests that everybody's going to be tuning into.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Johnson comes in for Amari Spellman. And it's Beasley in for Josh Okogie. Now here's Schroeder. He's got 8, just 5 to shoot. Johnson with the block.
Well, if you can use that athleticism on offense, why not try it on defense? James Johnson putting his 7'1" wingspan to great use.
Minnesota leading by 14. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Here's Layman. He's guarded by Schroeder. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 8th rebound here tonight. The drive by Schroeder. Tries again. And Noel lays it up and in. Noel's got 7 points in the game.
Such a big part of what he does for this team. Just work and work on the boards, generate second chance opportunities, and hopefully convert.
Pass to Hernan Gomez. 12 seconds left to play in the third. On its way from Beasley for 2. Misses the jumper. Got it up. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Back right after this. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And so here is Oklahoma City down by 12. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. 4th quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for Minnesota, we've got Malik Beasley. James Johnson is out there with Layman, and it's Hernan Gomez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Here's Layman. Adams defending. The shot by Layman, no good.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
That's good from Gilgeous-Alexander. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Minnesota leading by 10. Beasley outside. And there's the pass to Hernan Gomez. A three-pointer off the mark. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for Oklahoma City. Deflects the pass. Down low. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Beasley outside. A wide open shot from Hernan Gomez. A three-pointer is right on target.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Schroeder kicks to Robertson. Back to Schroeder. Gets an open look and hits. For Minnesota, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Pass to Layman. Now, here is Hernan Gomez. Defended by Robertson. Six on the shot clock. Here's Layman. Off target from outside.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
8 feet away. The shot is good off the backboard. Gilgeous-Alexander's got it back down to within single digits for the Thunder. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And the Timberwolves call time here.
And as things present themselves throughout a game, teams have to adapt on the fly.
And timeouts are a wonderful opportunity to just settle in and recollect the thoughts of your entire team. Not just the guys playing, but the entire team, Greg.
So both teams changing it up here. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Ryan Saunders told his team. He's encouraged where they are at this point in the game, but he told his guys things can turn in a blink. What we need to do is execute the rest of the way. So we'll see if they can finish this one off, Kevin.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it after the basket by Minnesota. Paul passes to Ferguson. Back to Paul. Oklahoma City moving it around. Gilgeous-Alexander finds Adams. Just 5 on the clock. Over Towns. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut down to 9 in the bucket from Adams.
Well, Adams, with that kind of positioning so deep inside, he becomes a force down low.
For Minnesota, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Here's Culver. Here's Towns. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And already a leader at such a young age. Towns' teammates look to him to anchor them on both ends, and he has not disappointed.
Thunder trailing by 11. Paul outside, feeds it to Adams. Towns with the steal. Here's Culver, and then Culver with the dunk.
How about the force there from Culver, making sure to finish with power, leaving no doubt with that finish.
Now here's Paul. Pass to Ferguson. Passes it to Gilgeous-Alexander. Over in the corner, Paul. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
How about the change of speed from Chris Paul? That helps out a lot. Adept at getting his shots off under some heavy pressure.
Minnesota leading by 11. Floats one up. They get it again. Towns kicks to Culver. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got 3 assists now in this one.
Pretty much not a player in the league is going to pass up a shot like that so much for the defense.
The pass to Ferguson. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Towns with the defensive effort.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Now here's Towns. Snatched up. Johnson. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Just a nice job of sniffing one out right there. Would love to see Johnson try to get a few more of those freebies.
Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Gallinari on the wing. Over Johnson. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut back down to 14 on those points from Gallinari.
Solid shot from Gallo. He knows he has a mismatch down inside. Sinks the shot.
Timberwolves have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the 4th quarter. Russell against Paul. Outside Russell. He can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Gallinari. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Towns with the defensive effort. Timberwolves leading by 14. Culver dishes to Johnson. The kick out to Towns. Pass to Beasley. And it's Towns penetrating. And Towns throws it down.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And coach can't be happy, and I think I know why. Their defense putting up no resistance inside.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. They get a hand on it. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. And it's Johnson with the jam.
Huge running with purpose right there in the open court situation. Johnson opportunistic on the break.
Paul with the ball, and it's Johnson picking him up. The feed to Adams, and Adams with the slam.
That's a defensive breakdown. You can't let him get that deep.
Yeah, how do you let him get a lounge chair down there and be comfortable in the paint like that?
Minnesota leading by 16. Pass to Towns. Offensive rebound. Tries yet again. It's good. Towns has got 10 points in just the second half.
I mean, he is just demoralizing his opponent right now on the backboard. They didn't want anything to do with him on that possession. Almost like they were just giving up on the play.
Well, we saw the same kind of attack in the last game. Ferocious effort in back-to-back outings.
And there's the foul. That's on Steven Adams. That's foul number 2 for him. Minnesota's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the 3rd quarter. Bounce pass, Russell. Goes up on the wing. Towns, no luck.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Here's Ferguson. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
And the first few seasons in the NBA, not an easy time for Terrence Ferguson. Young wings have their ups and downs, but the franchise still very much believes in his talent.
On the free throw, no good. And with Ferguson, the fans can be hard on him. They're expecting more. But, Greg, it's going to take time for him.
You know, Ferguson has already made big strides with his defense. The shot and consistency will come, but the fans will have to be patient with it.
Thunder trailing by 16. And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That'll be his second foul of the game. Minnesota on D. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one is on Towns.
Gilgeous-Alexander can hit you with a lot of moves. Tricky to defend.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, he's putting his game right in the face of the defense right now and just driving into the paint to get contact.
Beasley outside. And Russell gets it to go on the assist by Beasley. Beasley's got 5 assists in the game. Thunder trailing by 16. Paul outside to the right side. Puts up a 3. Gilgeous-Alexander, good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 16 here in the second half.
Disappointing as a player to have such a great game and still be trailing. Not over yet, though.
Minnesota shooting about 45% from the floor in the fourth. Now here's Beasley. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Towns trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
But still, eventually, you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul called on Minnesota. That's good from Gilgeous-Alexander. And he makes both free throws.
And he's given them a good contribution at the line tonight, getting there a lot and delivering on his opportunities.
Now the pass to Russell. The shot will not fall. Good work defensively by Paul. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
And this offensive explosion has narrowed the gap.
Timberwolves leading by 9. Culver with it. He feeds it to Towns. And again with the rebound. He hauls in his 20th rebound.
Dominating the glass.
The free throw drops for Towns.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
And Towns drops them both. Here's Paul. To the wing right side. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Gallinari. Good. Gallinari's got 4 this quarter.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for Minnesota. 9-point game. Pass to Towns. Shoots over Adams. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Towns has got 38 points.
Yeah, he's going to knock that down if you give it to him. Uncompetitive there defensively.
The defense also looking defeated. The lack of hustle is driving the coaching staff a little bit batty right now.
Now here's Paul. Here's Gallinari. And Culver pulls it down. Culver's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Johnson kicks to Russell. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. 14 points for D'Angelo Russell.
Cognizant of the entire court. Russell aware of where the defenders are and really does a great job creating opportunities.
Paul against Russell. Paul passes to Gallinari. And Karl-Anthony Towns pulls it down. Timberwolves leading by 14. Here's Culver. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Culver's got 22.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Timberwolves.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, a remarkable team effort. They got everyone involved.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Karl-Anthony Towns.
Now, this was a showcase night of his skills offensively.
And it's Russell missing. Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the fourth. Here's Gallinari. And Culver pulls it down. Now Russell. Free throw good, Russell.
The 2nd overall pick back in the 2015 NBA draft. Russell having earned his first All-Star game appearance in 2019.
And so Russell hits them both. Here's Burton. 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Nader. Turnaround Jay. Doesn't go for him. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Russell passes to Crabbe. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And the Timberwolves lead by 18.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
Yeah, huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Karl Anthony Towns, you looked so calm on the block. What has that focus been like for you?
Just being patient, waiting for my shot to come, not really forcing anything, but also being aggressive.
And you do both very well. Thanks, Kat. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.